Hey guys, welcome back to another weekend edition of the Chuckload of Comics show, the Week in Review show. Every single Sunday we break down the headlines of the week. Not the cool political headlines, but the fun, nerdy headlines, movie reviews, comic book talk, nerd discussions, everything that happened in the world of fandom over the past 7 days. We break it down for you right here on YouTube every Sunday. If it is your first time to the Chuckload of Comics show, welcome to the show. Take a second, click that subscribe button if you like what you see, and join us here every Sunday for all the fun. It was a pretty sweet week in the world of nerddom, if I must say. New information from the new Doctor Strange movie. We got a new director. You know, Scott Derrickson left the project, but Sam Raimi is taking up the reins. We're going to break down exactly why we think Sam Raimi's the perfect director for Doctor Strange 2. Disney Plus, lots of news just came out of what is the biggest streaming service on the planet. We got release dates for all their upcoming shows. Obi-Wan might become a movie and not a television show, and the confirmation of Baby Yoda returning for Mandalorian Season 2.
Woohoo!
All of that stuff we're going to break down for you a little bit later on in the show. And finally, Matrix 4, the movie nobody wanted but everybody needs. We got the first set photos, they just started filming. We got some set photos from Matrix 4. We're going to show them all to you at the end of the show. So lots of great stuff we're going to break down for this week. Before we do any of that, guys, we literally just got back from the press screening of Sonic the Hedgehog.
That's right.
Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm not allowed to tell you what I thought about the movie. The review embargo doesn't lift until, I think, 10 p.m. this Wednesday.
Yeah.
So look for our Sonic the Hedgehog review later on this week. But something I can show you. We were at the press screening, and we got to sit down with one of the stars, the main star of the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. We caught it all on video, so we're going to show it to you right now. Take a look. This is us at the press screening of Sonic the Hedgehog. Enjoy. Hey guys, we are at AMC River East in beautiful downtown Chicago, about to go in to the Sonic the Hedgehog press screening. The movie comes out February 14th. Before we go in, we have a very special guest, the star of the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, Sonic the Hedgehog, for the first time on the Chuckload of Comics show. How is it going, Sonic? Are you excited to find 10 levels of excitement from Sonic the Hedgehog? So you finally get to show your story on the big screen to a worldwide audience. Are you pumped? That pumped. That's super duper pumped. So you're sharing the screen with a legendary film icon, Mr. Jim Carrey, playing the character of Dr. Robotnik. Now, was it sort of sad to finally see Dr. Robotnik played by such a phenomenal actor, Mr. Jim Carrey? Was it a bummer? What was it like working with Jim Carrey? Was it fun? Excitement level 10? All right, excellent. So, Sonic, we haven't seen you in quite a long... Where's Knuckles, by the way? Where is your sidekick? We missed Knuckles. Are we saving Knuckles for the sequel? Maybe we'll see Knuckles in Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Well, we haven't seen you in quite a while. You first hit the scene back in 1991. 29 years old. Happy birthday. You're looking good. You're still fitting into those beautiful, big, giant red shoes. The clothes still fit, so our audience wants to know, do you still have the speed? The clothes fit, but are we still fast? Are we still where we were back in 1991? You ready to run? Well, I say, and our fans say, let's put that speed to the test. How do you feel about maybe doing a little bit of a foot race with some of the people here at AMC? You think you can take them on, show fans that you still got what it takes? All right, Sonic, we'll head on over to the starting gate while Sonic is getting ready for the big race, guys. Just a reminder, Sonic the Hedgehog hits theaters February 14th in a theater near you. Tickets are on sale. So, Sonic, I see you're ready over there at the starting gate. Contestant, are you ready? All right, so in 3, 2, 1, go!
Dat zijn de twee mogelijkheden. Het is Feyenoord. Feyenoord gaat door in de beker. Over en uit van Ajax. Feyenoord maakt het verder.
All right, big high five. You won the race as expected. Nobody thought you would lose. Congratulations, Sonic. You clearly still have the speed that we all know and love, guys. So we're going to go ahead and pop into the press screening for Sonic the Hedgehog. Just a reminder, Sonic hits theaters February 14th, next weekend in theaters worldwide. So get your tickets now. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Thank you very much, Sonic. High five. back to you guys. Well, that was a lot of fun. I know it was a very silly video, but we were very excited to be invited to the press screening. Big thank you to everybody over at Paramount for inviting the Chuckload of Comics show to the press screening of Sonic the Hedgehog. I can't say anything about it as much as I want to, so look for our review this coming Wednesday night right here on the Chuckload of Comics channel. So we got a lot of nerd news we're going to get into this week, guys, so without further ado, this is this week's Nerd News. Take a look. All right, guys, so first big nerd news story of the week. In the world of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, we heard a few weeks ago that Scott Derrickson was leaving the project, but this week it was announced their new director will be none other than the great Sam Raimi.
Woohoo!
Sam Raimi is going to take the reins on the horror but not horror version of the Doctor Strange film franchise.
Yeah, horror but not horror version. What is it? Kevin Feige said that it wasn't going to be horror.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
So they did. Scott Derrickson was adamant on making a scary movie,
Yeah.
but then of course Kevin Feige kind of backtracked a little bit on that and said, "Look, it's not a scary movie. It's not a scary movie." And, you know, I understand.
Sure.
You don't want to promise somebody something that you're not technically going to deliver, but we all know it's going to have some horror elements. If
of course.
the rumors are believed and that Nightmare is going to be one of the main villains, it's going to have sort of a horror-ish element. So who better to get to direct your horror but not quite horror movie than the great Sam Raimi?
Right.
If you see the headlines that says Sam Raimi is in talks, forget that. He's not in talks. It's officially on Sam Raimi's IMDb. So if you go on Sam Raimi's IMDb, it says director, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, pre-production.
Oh
so
my
basically what the talks are is they're just working. They've all agreed they want to do it. They're just working out the kinks, you know, the scheduling, getting them up to speed on what exactly the movie's going to be, what they want it to feel like, the details and stuff.
Details,
so it's
exactly.
happening. Sam Raimi is going to be the director of Doctor Strange 2.
If we know anything, it's that IMDb does not lie to us.
They never lie. We know that the first headline is always the final word.
That's right.
So what does Scott Derrickson think about this? A lot of people thought maybe Scott Derrickson was pissed, but they sat down. He actually put a tweet as soon as he found out.
Oh, yeah?
Scott Derrickson said, "I've worked with Sam Raimi, one of the nicest people I've known in the film business, and as a director, a true living legend. What a great choice to take over Doctor Strange." So that's cool.
Wow.
He's officially got the green light. He's officially got the blessing from the original director, Scott Derrickson, who directed Doctor Strange #1.
I'm
So
down with it.
why are we talking about this? Because I just want to vent and tell you how much I think Sam Raimi's the perfect choice
Perfect choice.
for Doctor Strange 2 for
Please,
multiple reasons.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, #1 is like what we already talked about, the horror elements. What better director could you have to do a movie that's a horror but not quite a horror?
Right?
Like, he really made his career on horror but not quite horror movies.
No kidding.
So, I mean, not to mention he's an absolute living legend, just like Scott
Absolutely.
Derrickson said. The guy's got a lot of experience under his belt, which is not something that Marvel normally does. Marvel normally likes to go to untapped directors, even people like the Russo brothers, Taika Waititi, people that don't have that many movies under their belt. So it's a little bit surprising that they go to Sam Raimi.
Yeah.
But it's not. I mean, it's a get. It's an absolute 100% awesome get.
No, I'm so excited about this.
So it's the horror thing, but I mean, also the guy directed, like we said, some of not only the most iconic but the funnest horror films of an entire generation. Movies like Evil Dead, Don't Breathe that came out a few years back. I mean, that was phenomenal. 30 Days of Night. People forget that he did 30 Days of Night. The Grudge.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he was one of the producers on the original Grudge and also the new Grudge that just came out that wasn't nearly as good as the original Grudge. So, I mean, the guy knows how to do fun horror.
Drag Me to Hell. Come on. That was a great one.
Oh, my God. See, I liken things like Drag Me to Hell and Army of Darkness as more of a comedic kind of thing.
Okay.
Like, you remember Darkman?
Sure.
Darkman, very kind
yeah.
of people don't think of Darkman as a funny movie, but watch it again. Like, Darkman's pretty hilarious, dude. The great Liam Neeson is pretty funny in Darkman.
The great Liam Neesons, everybody.
And again, I mean, Marvel likes leaning into directors with comedic flair. I mean, look at Taika Waititi.
Yeah.
Everything he did with Thor Ragnarok and the upcoming Thor Love and Thunder.
Right?
I mean, they like humorous directors.
Yeah.
And, I mean,
And
who's
it
better?
works.
And
I
it totally
mean,
works.
It totally works. I mean, Thor Ragnarok was way better than Thor 2. I mean, come on, let's be honest
Yeah.
here.
I mean, and also his use of practical effects. He knows how to make a lot out of a little. He knows how to work and really pull a lot out of his actors.
Yeah.
People like Bruce Campbell. I mean, come on. He's
Bruce
great.
Campbell, love you, but you know you're not the best actor in the world, but Sam Raimi gets it out of him.
Exactly. I mean, and we cannot overlook the fact that Sam Raimi directed what is unquestionably, well, very questionably, two of the greatest comic book films of all time. His first, we're not going to talk about Spider-Man 3, but Spider-Man 1 and 2, phenomenal. Really set the tone for what a comic book movie could do.
Totally.
I mean, so God, you're getting the Spielberg of comic book movies.
Yeah, exactly.
Coming to do it. This is awesome.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. I think it's fantastic news. I mean, we all know Iron Man kicked off the MCU, but freaking, if you really think about it, Sam Raimi kind of kicked off the whole superhero genre.
Right.
I mean, we did have Tim Burton's Batman, but there was a big gap between that and Spider-Man.
You can't even put Batman and even X-Men in the same league as something like Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2. I mean, that said, okay, we can do fantastical things with CGI, with practical effects, and it's going to look like it's live action pages right out of a comic book.
Oh, I'm so on board with
this. I am so excited about Sam Raimi.
Me too.
Important to note, I mean, it's supposed to come out in 2021. They haven't even written the script yet.
Oh, no.
So they're still like very early in the pre-production phases of Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, but I have a feeling it's going to be sort of fast-tracked.
Yeah.
Now they got the director, they got everything in place.
Sure.
They know what they're going to do. Hopefully they'll still hit that 2021 release date.
That would be awesome.
I wouldn't be surprised if they push it back, but I'm hoping they can hit it. I think they can hit it because I think filming was supposed to begin May of this year.
Oh, goodness.
So if they begin filming in May of this year, no reason why they can't hit a 2021 release date.
But without a script? That's kind of hard to film without a script.
Yeah, how long does it take to write a script? A day? 2 days?
Sure, that sounds about right.
So guys, let us know in the comment section, what do you think about Sam Raimi taking the reins from Scott Derrickson and directing Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness? Sound off in the comment section. Let us know what you think. Next big nerd news story of the week. We can't go a couple of weeks without talking about Disney Plus.
Right?
So much is happening. Actually, so much was happening on Disney Plus, and now we're kind of in this desert of nothing. I haven't. Tell us if you disagree. I haven't turned on Disney Plus since the end of Mandalorian.
You know, and I agree with you. And I actually turned it on the other day because of the Jeff Goldblum show. I was like, I want to see some new Jeff Goldblum shows. They don't even have any new ones out there.
It's like what we saw is what there is.
Yeah, I was looking for the Comic-Con one because we know we did a Comic-Con one, and that hasn't even posted up yet.
Well,
what's going on there?
This week we got a lot of news for Disney Plus, guys. We're going to break it all down for you. First off, we got the dates. We finally got the release dates for Falcon, Winter Soldier, for The Mandalorian, for WandaVision. I love what they're doing. Set your calendars for the end of the year. The first is Falcon. Falcon's coming out in August of 2020. So August of this year. Then they're going to take a month off, get people caught up on Falcon Winter Soldier. The very next month is going to be in October, Mandalorian 2.
Yes!
Mandalorian Season 2 is going to be in October. Side note, Bob Iger confirmed Baby Yoda is going to be returning.
Oh, thank goodness.
It's going to continue the story of the child, Baby Yoda. So if you were only tuning in for Baby Yoda,
have no fear.
Stay tuned because we're going to get a lot more Baby Yoda in Season 2.
It's going to be good.
And finally, WandaVision.
Yeah.
We knew it got its release date bumped up. It wasn't originally supposed to come out till 2021. It got bumped up. It's going to be in December of 2020. So August, October, December. Now's the time to really get on board with, then's the time to get on board with Disney Plus.
But you know what's awesome is that they're turning around Season 2 of Mandalorian so quickly.
So quick.
Like, it just came out, and then boom. Usually we're used to, like, series on Netflix and all these other streaming services where you have to wait, like, a year and a half, almost 2 years for the next season to come out. So way to go, Disney Plus. Way to push The Mandalorian Season 2.
Yeah, I think Favreau just wanted to get it going.
That's
like,
true.
He was so happy about it. Like, right after the last one dropped, he was posting art.
Good point.
Concept art and stuff for Season 2. And get excited, Baby Yoda is returning. What was not mentioned is the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. No release date for Obi-Wan, and we have our reasons why we think. A lot of people are saying on Twitter, on YouTube, on Instagram, they got some theories, and I totally subscribe to these theories that Obi-Wan is going to become a feature film.
Ooh.
It was a feature film, then it was going to be a series, then it was going to be, like, they cut the series down to, like, 4 episodes.
Right.
Or I think it was 6 episodes, but I think they're going to do a movie.
I like that
I think they're going to do a movie, and these are the reasons why I think it's going to be a movie. First and foremost, first thing that happened, this actually dropped this week. Kathleen Kennedy, the head of Disney development, Kathleen Kennedy was at the BAFTAs. She was at the red carpet at the BAFTAs, and one of the reporters asked about female directors.
Ooh.
Will there ever be a female director in the Star Wars universe? And she said, oh, absolutely, without question. It was a much longer quote, but paraphrasing.
That sounds pretty certain.
She said, absolutely. She said, without question, we already have them.
What? What?
picked out. So why is this important? If you think about it, Obi-Wan, the series was going to... They already had a female director picked out. I forget her name off the top of my head. I don't have it written down.
Deborah Chow.
Deborah Chow.
Chow, sorry.
She was going to be directing the entire series of Obi-Wan. What if they decide to make a movie out of it?
Ooh, maybe she's going to be the director of
the movie. They're just going to give her the movie. It's perfect.
Yeah.
It's already in pre-production. They've already pretty much scripted the whole thing. We know they lost their writer 2 weeks ago. They're going to get a new writer. That's another thing. Fire the writer who's doing the series, get a new writer, let's rewrite it. Why would they be rewriting the entire series if it wasn't to rewrite it for film?
Exactly, because you can't turn a 4 to 6 hour television show into a film with that script. You need a new script.
Yeah, so, I mean, right there, Kathleen Kennedy talking about women directors. The fact that they fired their script writer and they're starting fresh with a brand new script.
Yeah.
Even more, Ewan McGregor, we've seen, he's been hitting the convention circuit. He's going to be at Ace Comic-Con in Boston. If you haven't got your tickets, go to Ace Comic-Con Boston. Ewan McGregor, all the press junkets he's doing, people are asking him about Obi-Wan Kenobi. He has just been all smiles. He's been like, don't worry, guys. It's happening. Don't sweat it. Great things are happening. There's no rumblings in the Force. Everything's going to be fine. He's totally stoked. He's still very much happy about the project, which makes me think, A, the project's not going away, and B, he's holding something close to his vest that he can't quite say. He knows.
Yeah, he does know.
That it's going to be a movie, but he can't say anything.
And why would he keep signing up for all these conventions and doing these press junket tours still?
If he knew it was getting bumped.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't make any sense.
It's
happening, people.
It's totally happening. And, little side note, I think they're going to make the announcement at Star Wars Celebration in August this year.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, out in Anaheim.
Oh, wow. It's back in Anaheim again?
Yeah, I think that's when they're going to be making the announcement at Star Wars Celebration. But the final reason, the nail in the coffin of why I think Obi-Wan Kenobi is going to be a movie now and not a series, Bob Iger, the head honcho,
the guy
over at Disney. Bob Iger, he was in the investor call, one of the many investor calls. He talked in great detail about everything going on in Disney Plus. He went into great detail about, obviously, the Mandalorian, the WandaVision stuff, the Falcon Winter Soldier, the Cassian Andor show. He talked about everything streaming on Disney Plus.
But
not one word, not one word about Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Wow, that's the nail in the coffin right there. I think.
If it was going to be a show, if it was still going to be a show, he would have said, hey, it's still going to be a show. Relax, everybody. Right, not one single word.
It's a hot topic these days on the interwebs,
I
think. And so, why wouldn't he mention that to pump their streaming service?
That's just all the clues lead to the fact that they're going to retool this thing and make it a movie.
I love it.
Not to mention the fact that there's no Star Wars movies on the schedule for another 2 years. They don't have any movies coming out.
Point.
You already got this thing. It's already in pre-production. You already know what you're doing. Yeah. All the people are in place. The actors are cast. You're ready to go. All you got to do is write a new script, make a movie, and then you can still dump it on Disney Plus.
Yeah, exactly.
Where maybe Disney Plus still. So why not make $1 billion before you dump it to Disney Plus? No brainer.
Duh.
You're stupid not to make this a film. So anyway, guys, we've talked in great detail about this. Let us know in the comment section. What do you think? Is there a chance Obi-Wan is going to be a film? You think we're crazy? You think we're nuts? You think we're pulling this shit out of our ass? I don't know. So final big nerd news story of the week, guys. This one's kind of fun. It's a story, but a non-story. We got our first set photos for Matrix 4.
That's set in quotes.
Set photos, sort of in quotes. Matrix 4 began filming this week in San Francisco. Been filming very under the radar. We know nothing about this film. There's been a lot of casting announcement. We don't know anything about the plot. We don't know anything about... Well, we know it's supposed to come out May 21st of 2021.
Yes, right against John Wick.
Same weekend as John Wick. That's weird. But one lucky onlooker who was cruising around San Francisco, this onlooker tells People magazine the production was filming a low-key sequence in which Reeves was crossing the street near Columbus Avenue and Montgomery Street in San Francisco's North Beach neighborhood. The person who wrote this was Aaron Carlson. Aaron Carlson put on the Instagrams, walked right into Keanu Reeves filming Matrix 4 in my neighborhood this morning. I wanted to yell, I love you, you're dating a cool woman in your age group.
Okay. Side note.
Google search Alexandra Grant, who Keanu Reeves is dating right now. Beautiful woman, white hair, looks absolutely awesome.
Absolutely gorgeous. She looks just like, never mind.
Way to go, Ted. But Aaron went on to write, but I chose not to disrupt his creative process because that's the kind of person that I am. Also, an exasperated crew member was all, we're trying to work here. So Aaron Carlson wrote that. So we got a lot of photos that dropped on Instagram, on Twitter this week. I mean, just go through them.
Yeah.
They're not the greatest set photos, I know. They're just people's cell phone photos.
No.
They all kind of dropped on Instagram. I know you got them all over there. I don't know if you've already rifled through them or not.
I'm starting to, and it's like, it's funny. He doesn't, to your point, he doesn't look like Neo. He's got long hair.
He looks like John Wick.
Yeah, he looks like John Wick. And then, of course, we see Trinity here.
Yeah.
So obviously it's
Carrie-Anne
Matrix.
Moss.
Carrie-Anne Moss. But yeah, what's the deal with the long-haired...
What's with the look? Now, what do you think? Is he even going to play Neo in Matrix 4? Or is... I mean, because he doesn't look like the classic Neo. I think people are in for a very interesting, different style of Matrix movie than what we're used to. Because Ted does not look like Ted. Neo does not look like Neo in any of these photos. It looks like John Wick. Right. Which ironically comes out the same. That's going to confuse people.
I know.
If you got John Wick coming out the same weekend as Matrix 4 and Keanu Reeves is looking the exact same in both films, that's going to be a little weird for the marketing departments out there.
Somebody's changing their release date. They have to.
I don't know. I want to see. I want him to push the release date of Bill and Ted. Let's do them all. One weekend. The weekend of Ted, Neo.
I love it.
I don't know. That's probably not going to happen. So, guys, I know those were kind of silly, but let us know in the comment section, what do you think about these first look photos via Instagram, via Carrie or Aaron Carlson about Matrix 4? Does it move your nerd needle at all? Does it get you even the slightest bit excited about Matrix 4? Doesn't really raise my excitement level.
No,
we just thought we'd mention it because I thought it was kind of funny. So anyway, guys, that's our show. It's Oscar night, so enjoy the Oscars, everybody. I got my picks. I'm sure you got your picks. Sound off in the comment section. What do you think about all the shows we did this week? What'd you think about that Sonic the Hedgehog video that we did? I know it wasn't very great.
It was awesome.
Hey, it was really early. That press screening was at like 9 o'clock in the morning. So we weren't all there, but hey, man, fun rests for no one.
That's right.
So, guys, thanks a lot for watching. Sound off in the comment section about everything we talked about. Join us here next weekend for all the fun. An entire week's worth of nerd news crammed into a 20-minute show every Sunday right here on YouTube. We'll see you at C2E2 in a couple weeks. And, yeah, have a fantastic week. See you here next Sunday.
Bye-bye.